Alright, welcome to Adventures in Platforming. This time we're taking
Definitely not being recorded on the same night as the last episode.
No, that's crazy talk.
Here's a game that kind of slipped under the radar.
Yeah.
Super Lucky's Tale.
And came out on the same day as another big platformer this year, Sonic Forces, which we just did an episode on.
Yeah, definitely not the same night though. That was definitely another day from today.
So we're going to take a look at this game, and hopefully the cutscenes for this one won't be blocked like they were in Sonic Forces.
So Super Lucky's Tale is a update, maybe a sequel to an Oculus game.
My younger brother.
But this one's not a VR game.
More than anything else, we wanted to be guardians. Heroic foxes.
Ideally, like it's gotten some mixed reviews, but I like to give these things a chance because I like when people want to make platform games. They don't do that much anymore.
I mean, generally it seems these days,
look at how good.
other than Mario, all the 3D platformers get mixed reviews.
That's true, that's true. And I mean, like, all of them right now have the misfortune of releasing right after or right before Mario Odyssey, which is very nearly the best game I've ever played. I can't, it hasn't settled out enough for me to say definitely, but like, it's so good.
It's, yeah. We will have an episode of that.
And it's
just going to take some time on that one because,
it's a real special project.
Yeah. It's going to happen.
It's a labor of love. But yeah, I'd like to say that this is charming looking. Like it's a colorful game. You don't see a lot of those on Xbox. At least certainly not as essentially platform exclusives.
In a flash, Lucky sacrificed himself to save me, my little brother.
Also, I should pick up Halo 5 so we can play together now that it's cheap.
Yes.
Lucky and the kitty litter have been swept into
That's
the
unrelated.
worlds within, and the future of our own world was now in danger.
See also Gears of War 4.
If you can hear me,
yes, I'll have to pick that up as well. Has that dropped in?
Remember when we? I believe it has. I'll check Amazon. But I've seen Halo 5 for $20 by now. So.
Achievement.
Okay. Yeah, Gears is in fact $20 on Amazon right now.
Sweet.
I don't know if I can afford that before the price goes back up, but hopefully.
I'll have to check the digital price. That's probably when I'm going to want to get digital.
Friggin' nerd.
Oh,
yeah, no, this
timing.
This
I'm Master Mittens of the Meowlin Temple.
Wow.
We are destined to fight, but you are no match for a teacher of the Mushu arts.
Oh, heavens. I don't know.
To prove yourself worthy, you must pass the trials I require of all my students. Only then shall we fight. Until that time,
okay,
I vanish.
This is basically exactly what I wanted it to be already. Something about this reminds me very much of, like, a Spyro level. If you remember how those tended to be structured on PS1.
I have never played the early Spyros.
That's surprising to me. They're worth your time. We should do, like, classic episodes so you can try, like, Ripto's Rage was the one that I played the most when I was younger, so...
Yeah, I think I played, like, a brief amount of it, but, like, yeah, I never really sat down and played those games. Too busy with Crash.
You should set up
Croc on my Saturn.
I'm sorry. I have a lot of nostalgic connection to Croc, but I don't think it's actually very good.
Yeah, it's bad.
You need to collect Lucky Clovers. I believe in you.
Okay, let's see what we got here. We got a double jump. I can dig. Tail whip. Pretty good maneuver set here.
It's like if you really were determined to get a little bit of extra hang time, you can use that tail whip a bit.
Yes, sir.
Swipe
Bouncing on a
everything.
pig.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't? Bouncing on a pig, so mundane, I do it all the time.
Sign says swipe everything. Oh,
Yeah, I saw that.
nice.
Advice not to take into a store. Yeah, I don't know quite how to describe why I find this art very appealing. I think the adjective I would apply to it is very clean.
Yeah.
I believe this is, in some sense, like a budget title. I think it costs like $30, something like that.
Yes, it does. I think it was 25 with my Amazon Prime discount or something like that.
Should be 24 before tax, if you're getting 20% off.
It's funny, I was trying to like cut down some expenses and I almost considered canceling this. I'm like, no.
This is already such a light
It's like
expense
20 bucks.
anyway.
Yeah. It's like 20 bucks. Kids will think it's cute. Maybe.
Yeah, no, this seems like a very good, like this is something that the Xbox doesn't have a lot of exclusives of, which is like a game that seems very much like a kid's game.
Yeah.
I admit, it in part warms my heart just because this kind of game is not common anymore.
Yeah, no.
Like, especially a new IP of it. Like, you go back to, like, even as late as the PS2 and Xbox era, like, this, like, a new IP of this exists a lot, and they have names like Scalar, and, like, you know, there's still plenty of them, but, like, the second the Xbox 360 and PS3 become dominant, these things immediately go on the endangered species list. As he keeps glancing at his phone. So yeah, in conclusion, up next, try the Tasmanian Tiger.
Ugh, no, please.
I don't know why you're so reticent about that one.
It's horrifying animation.
You're just really upset by side mouth.
Luckily, Papa Jinx has commanded me to destroy you. An exceedingly simple task, if I'm honest.
Wow,
However,
rude.
if your arts requires, I offer a series of tests before we may fight. First, push yourself worthy by waking the great golem beyond these gates. Until that time, I vanish.
These cats have got it all figured out.
Love it when a $30 game just freaking gives it all. I can't speak apparently. Gives it its all. Thank you.
It's just nice to see this kind of game again.
I must ring the bell to wake the great golem, but I am merely ahead.
I'm sorry, but I'm merely ahead.
Apparently I have to find some robot heads. So we're just gonna queue up Machine Head by Bush.
No, we don't have to do that. Let's do not that.
We'll do that cranberry song. In your head. Is that the Cranberries?
That I believe
In
Zombie.
your head, zombie.
I remember it like that. The strongest memory I have of that song is a gag from. I'm not sure if you watch much of The Office, the US one.
A bit.
Did you?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah, there's a gag where like one character is like just to mark that they're being really irritating is just singing that out loud in The Office.
That's pretty good.
They pull a similar gag in a different episode is like one character bringing up the lyrics to "Love Fool" by the Cardigans, and like they're not doing like they sing it for like a second, and the other person that they're trying to essentially take vengeance on is like, "No, don't do this. You like this is totally out of proportion," and it's just and it's like they stop singing immediately, but the damage is already done because the same guy is now singing "Love Fool" for like 5 minutes.
Oh, man, I just found the letter Y. This
Brought to you by the letter Y.
Damn, I was thinking of the same joke, you bastard. This episode brought to you by the letter Y.
Yeah, I believe that you should be able to spell out Lucky's name. Can't believe you killed Lucky. Look at what your callous hands have done.
The random hilarious fox statue. Oh man, here's the L. I found the L.
You found Lee?
Man, buzz off, B. See what I did there?
Yeah, I was trying to ignore it, and apparently that wasn't enough to stop you.
Achievement unlocked. Down in the dark. Used a foxhole. I vanish. I'm just gonna use that line whenever I sign off now. Sign up of
I
anything.
vanish.
I vanish.
That's a really good line.
Now I just have uck.
So you've got Elsie and Y. You got Lucy?
Correct. Yes.
Super Lucy's
No, I don't
tail.
have, I'm sorry, I don't have the U.
Super Lucy's tail.
Oh hey, I see the K. Oh, I woke up the giant golem and he seems completely worthless. It's great. Although he's giving us our first clover.
That's a good collection animation. That's important.
Mm. Alright, beat our first level. Looks like it's Mario 64-ish. We can go in and get multiple clovers in each one.
Yeah. Like this, I keep bringing this up because it really is important to me, because this is a type of game that was very important to me growing up, and it doesn't really exist anymore.
I mean, this year has been like an insane boon for
incredibly
3D platformers.
anomalous. We still have to do a Hat in Time
Yeah,
episode at some stage.
but I mean, it still remains to be seen if this is like a renaissance or just a fluke.
Yeah, I would hope that at least some of these make back their money. Like, I want this to become a genre that can at least occasionally have things that, like, I adore Mario, but we only get a Mario once every 4 years.
Yeah.
It would be nice if it was healthy enough to get at least an entry a year.
Yeah. I vanish. Appears to be a completely 2D stage. That's interesting.
That seems to be very common in our praise recently. Like, aesthetics are like something that people seem to have gotten really good at how to make these games. Like, that was actually a problem that a lot of early games in the genre had, was that they didn't have like an identity aesthetically.
Yeah.
And like both of the things we've looked at tonight are very good at defining their aesthetic identity.
Oh, okay. I feel like the game wants me to feel bad whenever I lose a leg.
You should! Look at what you've done to poor Lucky.
Like, you just murdered an adorable fox. Hope you're happy with yourself.
His design sort of reminds me of Conker before they made Conker a parody of platform characters for adults. Like, do you remember that they actually released a game where he was a kid-friendly character?
I vaguely do, yeah.
There was a Game Boy Color game, Conker's Pocket Tales, that was made to, like, this is the game that's in lead-up to 12 Tales, Conker 64, Conker's Quest. And, like, the game that it was a lead-up to never actually came out, but... like, they did it. Like, that game, as One of the things that I would love to find is like that game must have been far enough along that there was something to be seen of it.
Yeah.
And I would like to see what the last build of 12 Tales Conquer 64 looks like. Because it feels like, given the turnaround, given Rare's tendency of how quickly they move in terms of development, and given the turnaround of like when Conquer's Quest left the public eye, as opposed to when Conquer's Bad Fur Day came out, it feels like a ton of that game must be made from repurposing and slightly altering assets from Conquer 64, 12 Tales, or Quest. And I would be like, just being able to see what won would be really fascinating.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, Rare evidently kept track of its code a lot better than a lot of developers did at the time, because when Rare Replay came out, they had things to show of Banjo-Kazooie when it was a Super Nintendo.
Huh.
C. Uck. Super Oxtail.
Oh god.
You are going to destroy Lucky's life.
Listen, it's maybe a cute game, but it's not a pushover.
It knows how to destroy you. Well, at least you got another life. So what do coins do in this?
I think they give you 1-ups, but I haven't been completely paying attention.
Like, they evidently don't do it on the 100 because you just hit 200 and that didn't do you much good.
Mm.
Your controller has been disconnected.
Hello? Hello, hello?
Hello? You
There
back?
we go. Yeah.
Okay, I'll test. Ah!
I don't know why my controller keeps bugging out.
Okay, we are also both making sounds on the stream now.
We are what?
We are also both still making sound on the stream, so we're good.
Okay, good. And I'm failing horribly. Not an easy stage.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty tough.
This cutesy exterior is hiding a total 90s platformer inside.
Good. Does my heart good.
The screen is filled with platforms that turn over into spikes. What the fuck?
Video game hates you. Video game is disgusted at you.
It's like, oh, you were considering canceling
man.
me.
Oh, I see what
This
it's
is what you deserve.
Can you disagree with it, though?
No.
It has a point. The game does at least do a decent job of signposting that these are not things you should trust. There's giant skulls on them.
Yep. Right. Managed to escape with a clover.
A clover. Not many, but a clover.
Got an achievement for finishing a 2D level.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Whoops.
Look what you've done. I'm not even sure what you were going for there. You just wandered off.
Yeah, I kind of closed my eyes for a second.
Yeah, you might be getting tired. It might be time to call this one short.
Yeah, it's almost as if we did 2 streams back to back.
Yeah, it would be silly, but, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen a brief sampling. We'll probably try to do another sampling of Lucky's Tale at some stage.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and jump into one more stage, and then we'll wrap this up as a nice.
This is gonna end with you having killed poor Lucky.
I vanish. It's just gonna be the name of this episode.
That's a good name for anything. Look at this man and his clover hat. I don't like clovers. What? Oh, okay. That makes sense. Got just too many, please. Push. Ah.
Oh, apparently I've already screwed the pooch on this one.
Yeah, buddy. I could have told you what you were about to do was not going to work. That button skips. Maybe try talking to him.
Skips?
Or you could do
Regular
that.
show?
No, probably not. I don't know. I've never seen regular show.
You've never seen regular show? Oh, Skips is the character.
I've seen like
voiced by Mark
10
Hamill.
minutes of it at some stage.
It's a weird show.
I'm choosing to think about Nedroid comics instead.
I vanish. Oh, I see one of the stages is titled Piggy Peril.
Yeah, you know.
God, happened again.
It's too late. I've gone right back to reading Nedroid. You ever read that particular webcomic? I can't believe you just killed Lucky.
He had it coming to him.
This has one of my favorite. What? No, he didn't. This has one of my favorite non sequitur jokes ever. Do you have any root beer? Check the fridge. There's nothing in here except butter. It's not even wrapped. It's just out there. Is this all you eat? I guess. How are you alive? You're not clever enough for this. This is absolutely going to end with you accidentally walking off with and getting a game over.
Probably avoid that.
How do you propose that you're going to avoid that?
Very carefully.
You've not really shown much capacity to do that.
Sure I have.
If anything, you've shown precisely the opposite.
I'll take a peek at the next level. It cannot be. How did you follow me? I guess anyone can awaken a golem these days. If you survive this gauntlet of fire and Lord Ember, you will find me waiting. But for now, I vanish.
I vanish. I knew where this was going.
I've heard no one puts heads back on bodies better than you. Will you help me? My social life is suffering here. Oh god, there's lots of fire. So, before I sentence this fox to horrible death by fire, this has been Adventuring Platforming.
I can't believe that you did this.
And we will see you next time.
What did Lucky do to you?
Likely for more Sonic. Or for a very crispy fox. Until then.
Don't do this to poor Lucky.